Hi everyone, this is Becky from My Creative Life. Welcome to my channel. Today I am sharing a layout in my Dylusions Square journal. And after doing this layout, I have just one double page spread before I complete this album. And I will do a flip through of the completed journal once that's done. So here I'm working on the back page today, and you can see I pulled out my box once again. I so enjoyed using the sprays on my last layout. I decided to go ahead and spray a bit more today. So I pulled out my box and I am using a Dylusion spray here. And you can see there, once I blotted off the excess, I got this really cool pattern on there from the paper towel roll that I use. But once I sprayed more, I did not get the same effect. But that's totally fine. I am going to go in here with a second Dylusion spray. This one would be, I believe, white linen. And I'm going to spray some more, blot off the excess, and then begin working on my background some more. Now I will go ahead and link all of the items I used today on this layout down in my description box. So I dried my background, and I'm pulling out a stencil here from Dylusions with these really beautiful hexagons with some really cool designs in the center of them. And you can see I grabbed this teal paint first, but then I went for my stencil butter from the Crafters Workshop in this really bold and bright blue, and it is also shimmery. It's the stencil, one of the new stencil butters that the Crafters Workshop just released. Now this is going to be extremely bold. It was on my desk. I figured why not grab this and try to make it work with this background, and I really love how this turned out in the end. So I'm going to go ahead right now and do a bit of stenciling. I am using my Nuvo silicone spatula, which I absolutely love because they're so easy to clean up. And I'm going to use this one stencil and several designs on here to add a bit of detail here on the background. So along with those hexagons, I'm also adding in some of the triangles here. Actually, it's I believe two or three of the designs there on that same stencil. And I am flipping the directions the triangles go in just to add a little bit more interest on that background. And I'm so loving how that looked against that Dylusion spray background. And all that shimmer you get from that stencil butter is just absolutely gorgeous. You'll also notice as I continue to stencil, some of that stencil butter gets on the background where there isn't any stencil. Totally fine. I do not mind at all. You guys know once I do art journal layouts, I'm not going for perfection. I love getting messy. I love using all the different mediums and just having lots of fun with my supplies. So if it's a little messy at the end, I don't mind at all. So I'm going to go ahead and clean off my stencils once I'm done here, my stencil I should say. And then I'll come back and work on my focal point. I do give my layers a really good dry in between. So once I'm done doing all the stenciling, and I'm also doing the edges here with the same stencil butter, I will use my heat tool to go ahead and make sure this is completely dry before moving on to my next step. Now for my focal point, I'm going to use this girl here from one of my magazine pages. I usually go through magazines that I have, pull out any pages that I think will work with an image on there that will work with an art journal layout. And I'll save them just in a pile next to my desk. And once I'm working on a layout, I flip through them, choose the one that I think will work best. So I chose this girl. She's pretty large for this layout. I do not want to hide a lot of my background either. So I'm going to trim her down as much as I can. You can see I'm trimming a lot of her hair off there. And in sort of a wavy cut, not straight down. And I also did split her face in half. And I'm going to use my matte gel medium right now and adhere each half of the face to either side of the layout. I do not add a lot of details to her face. The only thing I'm going to do here would be her eyes, and I'm using the white Signo gel pen and my black Posca paint pen to add just a little bit of detail to make her eyes pop, and that definitely helped her entire face image pop off the page. Now I want to go ahead and add in my word phrase, but I felt my background is a little bit too bold and will compete with my word phrase and the focal point. So I'm going to push it back a tiny bit here using some white gesso. I also lose some of the shine there, you can see from the stencil butter, but it's totally fine. I'm going to continue adding in that gesso, and I do use my my baby wipes, my moist baby wipes, to remove any excess where I don't want it to be. I'm also going to add a little bit more detail using the same stencil I used before in the triangle designs, but right now I'm using it with some white modeling paste from Golden. And I'm also going to stencil on both the girl and my background, and that basically just ties her into the background as well. So you can see this background is really busy, all of the patterns and the stenciling and that bold color. But because I only use two main colors on the background here, three actually with the white, I think it works. It looks awesome. I absolutely love how it turned out. And I am not going to add too much more detail to this layout. I am just doing some scribbles there around my girl. Normally I would use a Posca paint pen and add a really bold line to outline her, but I decided to go really lightly here with just a ballpoint pen and add some scribble text there. And you can see I'm adding a bit of that to the bottom as well. So now for my word phrase, and I am using some alphas. These are black background there with the white text on there, and I am adding them on wonky on my my layout on purpose because I know it would just take way too long to get them nice and straight. And once I have them on my page, I am gonna go ahead and use some of my matte gel medium to seal them in. And it says there, never break a promise to yourself. So next up, I am going to use my chisel tip Posca paint pen here in black. Just give a little bit of outlining there. And then I'll use it to do some marks there. Now, because this is a chisel tip paint pen, those marks are really easy to do with that pen. I just press down on there, and the shape of the chisel tip, I get these really awesome marks there. So I'm going to sprinkle some of these marks all around my layout, which helps all the other colors on here pop a lot more. And I really love how this look. Now I may go back in and do something to the back page, the right side of the layout here, that is the cover of the journal. I may do something to that cover, the inside of the cover there. I'm not sure yet. But here we have a close-up look at the project, at the layout, and I hope you guys enjoy this video today. And if you did, don't forget, give me a thumbs up before you leave. Consider subscribing to my channel as well. If you do subscribe or are already a subscriber, be sure to hit the notification bell. And that way, once I upload new videos, you'll be notified. So I want to thank you all for watching today. And until my next video, bye.